Hi there, this is Thomas Eugene Shestel III. Welcome to our Magic the Gathering Dominaria United Draft Booster Box opening. There is no way this is going to be better than that collector box I opened, dude. If you haven't watched my collector box opening, it is without doubt the best box I have ever opened. 4 Planeswalkers, 1 box, man. So we're not gonna. There's no way in hell we're gonna be able to top that. But hopefully we got some good stuff in here. I guess I'm looking for what I'm really looking for in this. The only thing that I don't have that I need, as far as I can tell, I don't do research into what all comes in all these sets. I like to be surprised when I open them, but there are cards that let you cast permanent spells for 1 less mana of the color of the card. So white, blue, black. There's one of each of those, and I haven't seen the green one yet. I know there's one of each of those because I've seen every other one except the green one. So there's got to be that rolling around out there. And I guess there's, what's the name? Cairn, the Planeswalker. I guess my brother told me that I'm missing him because he actually does the research into everything that's going to be in these sets. So apparently I'm missing him and that card, and then there's the Lotus, I guess. And that's it. That's all we're missing. The Lotus, the green, and the Cairn. As far as I can tell of what I'm looking for. Once we get that green permanent spell thingy, then we'll have the full set of those, so that'll be nice. So what do we got as our box topper? Ooh, Tobias. Doomed Conqueror. He's a 3/2 commander human soldier for 2 of planes and an island. He's got flash. And when he dies, for each non-token creature you controlled that died this turn, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So not shabby. Not a shabby one. He's not the good pirate. There's another pirate that's fucking badass, dude. Alright. Let's get the show on the road. I'm gonna separate these out a little bit better. There we go. So I know when I'm a third of the way done, halfway done, etc. Alright. What we got here? We got a monk, a 1/1 monk. Okay, so these aren't the. I think only the collector box has the double-sided ones. I think that's the first monk I've seen. And we got Phyrexian Missionary. It's a 2/3 Phyrexian human cleric for 1 in a plains with a kicker. Kicker pretty common in this for 1 in a swamp. It's got lifelink, and if it enters when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. This is a pretty spiffy one here, man. You can return a creature card even for just the 1 in the plains without the kicker. You've got a 2/3 lifelinker. So I like that card. That's a good one. I like the multi-lands they have in here. The artwork on them is bitchin'. I've only seen the one that I don't like of the artworks, but we got a multi-land there. Rona, Shieldred's Faithful. I'm terrible at pronouncing these names, man. It is a 3/4 commander human wizard for 1 an island and 2 swamps. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, each opponent loses 1 life. And whenever you cast it from your graveyard, you can cast it from your graveyard by discarding 2 cards in addition to paying its other mana cost. Not too shabby there. Pilferer. It's a sorcery for 1 in a swamp. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Joda's Codex. I saw one of these in my set booster. It's an artifact for 5. It's got domain. Domain is always equal to basic land types. So 5, tap it, draw a card. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each basic land type among lands you control. So if you have a 5-color deck and you've got 5 basic lands, then you can do that for free. Argivian Cavalier. It's a 2/2 Orc Knight for 2 in a plains. It's got Enlist. So the Enlist ability is, as this creature attacks, you may tap a non-attacking creature you control without summoning sickness. When you do, add its power to this creature's until end of turn. I like that ability. That's a pretty neat one. You can take a guy who's not really doing anything and actually use them to accomplish something. So that's pretty neat. And when he enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Sacred Peaks, another multi-land there. Enters the battlefield tapped. Impede Momentum. It's a sorcery for 1 in an island. This is a cool one, dude. I like this one. Tap target creature and put 3 stun counters on it. If a permanent with a stun counter would become untapped, Remove from one from it instead. Scry 1. That's a pretty nifty one there. We got some nifty ones in here. Salvage Mana Worker. It's a 1/3 artifact construct for 2. And for one mana, you can add 1 mana of any color. Activate only once each turn. That's the only sad part. You can only do it once. I do not care for this Phyrexian Warhorse. It's a 3/3 Phyrexian Horse for 3 and a swamp. Kicker, 1 plains. When Phyrexian Warhorse enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. 1 and sacrifice another creature. It gets +2/+1 until end of turn. I do not think that's all that spiffy. Haunted Mire, another multi-land. Damn, dude. I got like 3 multi-lands in this one little booster, dude. Jaya's Fire Nado. It's a sorcery for 4 and a mountain. It deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Scry 1. Llanowar Stalker. It is a 1/1 elf warrior for 1 forest. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Llanowar Stalker gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Its ability isn't too spiffy. It only costs 1 to play. It is an elf. So, yeah, we like that. I like my elves. Smash to Dust. It's a sorcery for 1 and a mountain. Choose 1, destroy target artifact, destroy target creature with defender, or Smash to Dust deals 1 damage to each creature your opponents control. Go with that last one, man. So a spiffy little booster there. We got the Phyrexian Horse that completely sucks. What are we doing here? Nothing too super badass yet, though. What do we got here? Where's my trash pile? There we go. We got a 1/1 bird with flying. Yeah, okay. And we got a plains here. We got Llanowar Green Widow. I don't like this card. It's a 4/3 spider for 2 and a forest. It's got reach and trample. 7 and a forest. Return it to the from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. It gains if this permanent would leave the battlefield, exiled instead of putting it anywhere else. This ability costs 1 less to cast for each basic land type among lands you control. Rada, Coalition Warlord. He's a 3/3 Commander Elf Warrior for 2, a mountain, and a forest. And whenever he becomes tapped, another target creature you control gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. This guy's pretty cool. I like that guy. Monstrous War Leech. It is a Star Leech Horror for 3 and a swamp with kicker 1 island. As it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, mill 4 cards. Its power and toughness are each equal to the highest mana value among cards in your graveyard. The Weather Siege Treaty. Oh yeah, this is a nifty one. It's a Enchantment Saga for 2 and a forest. The first level, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Create a 1/1 green sapperling creature token. And domain, target creature you control gets +X/+X until and gains trample until end of turn, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. You know, Flowstone Infusion. It's an instant for a mountain. Target creature gets +2/-2 until end of turn. Heroic Charge. This one's cool if I remember. It's an instant for 2 and 2 plains. It's got kicker, 1 and a mountain. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. If this spell was kicked, those creatures also gain trample until end of turn. I'm surprised it's mountain and not forest. Forest usually has the trample ability, but alright. Sunbathing Rootwalla. It's a 2/2 lizard for 1 and a forest. It's got domain, 3 and a forest. Until end of turn, Sunbathing Rootwalla gets +1/+1 for each basic land type among lands you control. Activate only once each turn. You're not so spiffy there, guy. Idyllic Beachfront, a multi-land there. Soaring Drake. It's a 2/3 Drake with flying for 2 and an island. Bone Splinters. Sorcery for a swamp. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, destroy target creature. But you got to sack a guy, man. This one I like. Here we go. There's a spiffy one. It's Clockwork Drawbridge. It's a 0/3 artifact wall for 1 plains. It's got Defender. Now, this set actually has a bunch of abilities that run off of the Defender ability. Like, for every creature you have with the Defender, it'll do something. So, Defender is actually a useful ability in this set. 2 of plains and tap it. Tap target creature. Vine Shaper Prodigy. It's a 2/2 elf druid for a 1 and a forest with a kicker 1 and an island. And when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. JS Firenado again. Snare Spinner. It's a 1/3 spider for 1 in a forest. It's got reach, and when it blocks a creature with flying, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Nothing really spiffy so far, man. This is the draft booster, though, so we will put that into account. You're not going to find the spiffy stuff that you find in the collector boosters often. We got a spiffy forest, dude. Nice. Well, that was nice. We liked that. This is one of those ones I was telling you about, the pay 2 life ones. Defiler of Dreams, 3 and 2 islands. It's a 4/3 Phyrexian Sphinx with flying. As an additional cost to cast blue permanent spells, you may pay 2 life. Those spells cost 1 island less to cast if you paid life this way. This effect reduces only the amount of blue mana you pay. So there's one of every color that does that and this next part, and I'm missing the green one of these. Whenever you cast a blue permanent spell, draw a card. So far, this is my favorite one of all of them, because I like drawing cards. Garna, Bloodfist of Keld. It is a 4/3 Commander Human Berserker. For 1, a swamp and 2 mountains. Whenever another creature you control dies, draw a card. If it was attacking. Otherwise, Garna deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's a pretty spiffy one right there. We like that one. Micromancer. It's a 3/3 human wizard for 3 and an island, and when it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an instant or sorcery card with mana value 1, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. You're not so spiffy there, man. Not many cards that cost mana value of 1, man. Join Forces. It's an instant for 2 in the plains. Untap up to 2 target creatures. They each gain +2/+2 until end of turn. I like these untappy cards, dude. They piss people off when you start untapping stuff, dude. It's funny as hell. Captain's Call. It's a sorcery for 3 in a plains. Creature, create 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. That's pretty good. Wooded Ridgeline. This is probably my favorite of the multi-lands. I just like the artwork on it. That's spiffy artwork. But there you go. It's a multi-land. Mesa Cavalier. It's a 2/1 human knight for 2 in a plains. It's got flying. And when it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. Vanquisher's Axe. It's an artifact equipment for 1. Equipped creature gets +2/+0. Equipped for 2. You're not so spiffy, guy. Hey, it's the turtle. I like this turtle just because it's got a little pool on its back. It's just a neat looking turtle, man. Tidepool Turtle. It's a 2/5 turtle for 3 and an island. 2 and an island, scry 1. So nothing too spiffy there, but it's a little turtle. Aggressive Sabotage. It's a sorcery for 2 in a swamp with a kicker of a mountain. Target player discards 2 cards. If this spell was kicked, it deals 3 damage to that player. So that's pretty cool. And we got another Salvaged Mana Worker, another Haunted Mire. Keldon Strike Team. This one's spiffy. It's a 3/1 human warrior for 2 in a mountain with a kicker of 1 in a plains. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. And when it enters the battlefield this turn, creatures you control have haste. Deaf Bloom Gardener. You sound familiar. It's a 1/1 elf druid for 2 in a forest. It's got Death Touch and add 1 mana. Oh, it's a 1/1 Death Touching elf. Well, you're cool. That was a good one. So far, we haven't seen anything spiffy, man. What a bummer. We got a Saproling token there and a swamp. Colossal Grove. This is an instant for a 1 in a forest with a kicker of a mountain. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. If this spell was kicked instead, that creature gets +4/+4 and gains trample and haste until end of turn. So that's a real spiffy one if you've got a green and red deck. Sulphurous Springs, you're another multi-land there. For here, Valdarian Desecrator. This guy's, I can't remember what he does. He's a 1/2 Commander Phyrexian Merfolk Wizard. Oh yeah, okay, this guy. Cost an island and a swamp. Tap him, draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded an instant or sorcery card this way, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. 2 and sack him. You may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard this turn. If that spell would be put into a graveyard and exiled it instead. Activate only as a sorcery. You only cost 2, dude. You're pretty spiffy for 2. Inscribed Tablet. It's an artifact for 1. 1 and tap it, sack it. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. Put a land card from among them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If you didn't put a card into your hand this way, draw a card. Tear Asunder. It's an instant for 1 in a forest with a kicker of 1 in a swamp. Exile target artifact or an enchantment. If this spell was kicked, exile target non-land permanent instead. That's pretty spiffy. That's a spiffy one. Tangled Islet. It's another multi-land. Citizen's Arrest. This one's good. Enchantment, 1 in 2 planes. When Citizen's Arrest enters the battlefield, exile target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls until Citizen's Arrest leaves the battlefield. And we got Sacred Peaks, another one of our multi-lands here. Tolarian Geyser. It's a sorcery for 2 and an island with a kicker of planes. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Draw a card. If this spell was kicked, you gain 3 life. Toxic Abomination. I don't care for this guy. It's a 3/2 Phyrexian zombie for 1 in a swamp. And when he enters the battlefield, you lose 2 life. We got another Contaminated Aquifer, another multi-land there. Smash to Dust again. Llanowar Stalker. Goblin Picker. This guy's neat. It's a 2/2 Goblin for 1 in a mountain. A mountain, tap them, discard a card, draw a card. So a red card that lets you draw cards is always handy. Not something that's very common. There we go. Open you up. Maybe. Having some problems there. We didn't even get a proper token in this pack. What a bunch of garbage. There's a spiffy mountain there. Salvage Mana Worker. Hey, there we go. We got another one of these Golden Argosies. This thing's cool. It's a legendary artifact vehicle. It's a 3/6 for 4. And when it attacks, exile each creature that crewed it this turn. Return them to the battlefield tapped under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Crew 1. This will go really good in my my Wild Mage deck, man. Ellis Ilkor, Sadistic Pilgrim. He's a 2/2 Commander Phyrexian Cleric for plains in a swamp. He's got Death Touch. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. And whenever another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. He's pretty cool. Especially for 2, dude. Cut Down. This is a good one. It's an instant for 1 swamp. Destroy target creature with total power and toughness 5 or less. Oh, total power and toughness. I never noticed you had to add those 2 together. That's kind of sad. Not as spiffy as I thought it was. Runic Shot. This one's bitchin'. It's a sorcery for 1 plains with a kicker of an island. Destroy target tapped creature. If this spell was kicked, scry 2. Destroy a creature for 1 plains, dude. That's pretty tight. We got another Agrivian Cavalier there. Automatic Librarian. It's a 3/2 artifact construct for 3. And when it enters the battlefield, just scry 2. Griffin Protector. It's a 2/3 Griffin with flying for 3 in a plains. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Impulse. It's an instant for 1 in an island. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So pretty much draw a card. Battlefly Swarm. It's a 1/1 Phyrexian insect for a swamp. It's got flying. And for 1 swamp, it gains Death Touch until end of turn. You're kind of nifty there, guy. Radiant Grove, another multi-land there. Crystal Garato, nice. When Crystal Garato enters the battlefield, scry 1. Tap it, add 1 colorless, or 1 and tap it, add 1 mana of any color. Floriferious Vine Wall. It's a 0/2 plant wall for 1 in a forest with Defender. And when it enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And like I said, the Defender mechanic comes in handy in this set. So, Flowstone Kavu. It's a 2/3 Kavu for 2 in a mountain. It's got Menace, and for 1 mountain, it gets +1/-1 until end of turn. So far, we haven't hit any jackpots, man. We haven't gotten any big hits, man. I mean, we had that boat. That's like our biggest hit yet was the boat. We got a 4/4 worm token. That's pretty cool. We got a forest. Nail. Avizoe Aeronaut. Sure, this one's cool. There we go. There's a good hit. It's a 2/4 Commander Elf Scout for 2 a forest and an island with flying. And when it deals combat damage to a player, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. Put up to one of them on top of your library and the rest on the bottom in a random order. Then if there are 5 basic land types among lands you control, draw a card. King Darian of Too Many Letters. That's the nickname I gave this guy. He's a 2/3 commander human soldier with 1 a forest and a plains. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. 3 a forest and a plains. Put a 1/1 counter on King Darian and create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. And sacrifice them. Creature tokens you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. This guy's really cool. I like him. Relic of Legends. Hey, this is a good one. Add 1 mana of any color. Tap an untapped legendary creature you control. Add 1 mana of any color. That's a really good one. We like that one. That's good. Tail Swipe. It's an instant for forced. Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. If you cast this spell during your main phase, the creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Then those creatures fight each other. Balduvian Berserker. It's a 1/3 Berserker for 2 and a mountain. It's got Enlist, and when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. He's a pretty spiffy one there. Pretty neat little card there. Charismatic Vanguard. It's a 3/2 Dwarf Soldier for 2 and a plains. For 4 and a plains, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. That is a lot to pay, though, dude. Phyrexian Rager. It's a 2/2 Phyrexian Horror for 2 and a swamp. And when it enters the battlefield, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Shore Up. Wasn't this a good one? Instant for an island. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains hexproof until end of turn, and you untap it. I like those giving your creatures hexproof things to protect your creatures, and I like untapping them, and you get to do all that for just 1 island. That is a spiffy card. There's our Phyrexian Warhorse. We don't like that card. Impede Momentum again. Another one of our multi-lands, Sunlit Marsh. Gaia's Might. It's an instant for a forest. It's got target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each basic land type among lands you control. Elfheim Worm. It's a 5/4 worm for 4 in a forest with vigilance and trample. Thrill of Possibility, a very common reprint here. It's an instant for 1 in a mountain. It has an additional cost to cast this spell. Discard a card. Draw 2 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to try to make it all the way through this third before I go get a drink. So I'm going to need to get a drink soon, though, dude. My voice is starting to give out. What we got here? We got a soldier token. Nothing on the back, because of course not. We got a plains. Spiffy plains there. There we go. We'll put our spiffy ones. Shieldred the Apocalypse. I don't think I've seen you at all. It's a mythic. I don't think I've seen this one. It's a 4/5 Phyrexian Pradiator for 2 and 2 swamps. Death Touch. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. Damn, dude! Oh, that was a good pull. Oh, we like that. That was sweet. Combat Research. This is a good one. It's an enchant creature for an island. And when the enchanted creature has, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. As long as enchanted creature is legendary, gets +1/+1 and has Ward 1. That's a spiffy one there. We like that one. Wing-Mantled Chaplain. It's a 0/3 human cleric for 3 in a plains. It's got Defender. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white bird creature token with flying for each creature with Defender you control. Whenever another creature with Defender enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 white bird creature token with flying. This is a cool one. I like that one. Like I said, so it's got the for every creature with Defender, so it feeds off the Defender ability. Elvish Hydromancer. It's a 3/2 elf wizard. Oh, I like wizards. I like elves, and it's both. For 2 in a forest, it's got kicker 3 in an island. 1 elfish hydromancer enters the battlefield. If it was kicked, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. That's a cool one. We like that. Samite Herbalist. It's a 2/1 human cleric for a 1 in a plains. And when it becomes tapped, you gain a life and you scry 1. That's a pretty spiffy one. Talus Lookout. It's a 3/2 human pirate for 2 and 2 islands. It's got flying. And when it dies, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Oh, I want to put stuff in my graveyard. And there's another heroic charge. Urborg Repossession. It's a sorcery for a swamp. It's got kicker, 1 in a forest. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. You gain 2 life. If this spell was kicked, return another target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Permanent. Not creature, permanent. Oh, this is a cool one, dude. For 3? For 3, you get 2 things. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty confident I saw that one before, but we've seen this one before. Tolarian Terror. It's a 5/5 serpent for 6 and an island, but that is not actually representative because this spell costs 1 less to cast for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. Ward 2, so you could have, theoretically, a 5/5 serpent for 1 island, dude. Negate. It's an instant for a 1 and an island. Pretty common card here. Counter target non-creature spell. Gibbering Barricade. It's a 2/4 Nightmare Wall for 2 in a swamp. It's got Defender, 2 in a swamp, sacrifice a creature, you gain 1 life, and draw a card. Pretty nifty little wall there. I like that wall. Furious Bellow. It's an instant for 1 in a mountain. Target creature gets +3/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. Scry 1. Bite Down. It's an instant for 1 in a forest. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. And we got another multi-land here. Molten Tributary. Tributary. There we go. Got like what? The one big hit? The Apocalypse card? So far we got like the one really big hit, dude. Ornithopter token. And we got a spiffy swamp here. Ravaz of the Claw. He's a 3/3 commander of Vishino Warlock for 1 swamp in a mountain. This is the dragon guy, isn't he? Menace. Tap. Add 2 mana of in any combination of colors. Spend this mana only to cast dragon creature spells. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a dragon creature spell from your graveyard. Whenever you cast a dragon creature spell from your graveyard, it gains when this creature dies, exile it. He only costs 3. Yeah, he's alright. We got a Cleaving Skyrider, a 2/2 human warrior for 2 in a plains. It's got flash, kicker, 2 in a mountain, flying. And when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, it deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Damn. Yeah, that's right. I remember this guy now. Yeah, that's badass, dude. That kicker's fucking way awesome. Twinferno. It's an instant for 1 in a mountain. Choose 1. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy, or target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. It only costs 1 in a mountain, so that's pretty good for 1 in a mountain, man. Fires of Victory. Have I seen this one? It's an instant for 1 in a mountain. Kicker, 2 in an island. If this spell was kicked, draw a card. Fires of Victory deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the number of cards in your hand. Yeah, I have seen this one. This one's good. Tribute to Urborg. Urborg. There we go. Instant. 1 in a swamp with a kicker of 1 in an island. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. If this spell was kicked, that creature gets an additional -1/-1 until end of turn for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. So you can really fuck something up with that, man. Banalish Sleeper. It's a 3/1 Phyrexian human soldier for 1 in the plains with a kicker of a swamp. And when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, each player sacrifices a creature. That's sad. Magnigoth Sentry. It's a 4/4 tree folk with reach for 3 in a forest. Essence Scatter. It's an instant for 1 in an island. Counter target creature spell. Pretty common card there. Voda Sea Scavenger. It's a 3/2 merfolk rogue for 2 in an island with domain. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. You may put one of those cards on top of your library, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Splatter Goblin. This is a 2/1 Phyrexian Goblin for 1 in a swamp. And when it dies, target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Coalition War Brute. This is a 3/4 Minotaur Berserker for 3 in a mountain. It's got Enlist and Trample. That's a good combo right there, man. The Enlist and the Trample. That's a good combo there. We got a Yavimaya Sojourner for, it's a 4/6 Tree Folk for 7 in a forest. And it costs 1 less to cast for each basic land type among lands you control. So potentially you can have a 4/6 person for 3, potentially. This one's good. Hammerhand. It's an enchant creature for a mountain. 1 Hammerhand enters the battlefield. Target creature can't block this turn. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and haste. That's a good combo there, dude. I like that Hammerhand card, dude. Bog Badger. It's a 3/3 Badger for 2 in a forest with a kicker of a swamp. And when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, creatures you control gain menace until end of turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. I gotta get through 5 more. I'm gonna try to get through these 5 before I go get a drink, but we'll see how that works. I might have to go grab a drink after this pack, man. We got a 2/2 Phyrexian token right there. We got a forest. Whoa! What the shit is this, dude? This is Ajani, man, but it's all Japanese. Well, that's spiffy, dude. Where's my other? So I'm gonna tell you what Ajani does in case you don't know. I can't read Japanese, so I'm gonna get my Ajani that isn't in Japanese. There you go, right there. So this is what he does. This came out of my collector box. So he's a Ajani Sleeper Agent, 1 a forest and completed, and a plains. Completed is you can pay one of those 2 colors or pay 2 life. If you pay the 2 life, you'll come in with 2 less loyalty counters. +1, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature or planeswalker card, put it into your hand. Otherwise, you may put it on the bottom of your library. -3, distribute 3 1/1 counters among up to 3 target creatures. Then gain vigilance until end of turn. Or -6, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker spell, target opponent gets 2 poison counters. That -6 bad as shit, dude. You're all Japanesey, man. Holy shit. Well, that was neat. That's fucking neat as hell. Voldalian Desecrator. Have we seen this one in this box yet? I don't think so. It is a 1/2 Commander Phyrexian Merfolk Wizard. It's all kinds of things, dude. For an island in a swamp, tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded an instant or sorcery card this way, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. 2 and sack 'em. You may cast an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard this turn. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exiled instead. Oh, maybe we did see him in this box already. This one I don't care for. This one sucks. Bryad's Frightful Return. It's an enchantment saga for 2 in a swamp. You may sacrifice a creature. If you do, each opponent discards a card. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Target opponent may sacrifice a non-land, non-token permanent. If they don't, they lose 2 life and you draw a card. Resolute Reinforcements. It's a 1/1 human soldier for 1 in a plains. I think this was a good one. Flash. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. You're not great, but you only cost 2. Juniper. Order Root Weaver. It's a 2/2 human druid for 1 in a plains. It's got kicker 1 forced. Whenever it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Flowstone Infusion again. Artillery Blast. I don't think I've seen this one. It's an instant for 1 in a plains. Deals X damage to target tapped creature, where X is 1 plus the number of basic land types among the lands you control. So I'd imagine it'd be at least 2. Oh, no, maybe not necessarily. You're not very spiffy. Timely Interference. If I remember, this one was good. It's an instant for 1 island, and it's got a kicker of 1 in a mountain. This creature, target creature gets -1/-0 until end of turn. If this spell was kicked, that creature blocks this turn if able. Draw a card. Eerie Soul Tender. It's a 3/1 Spirit Cleric for 2 in a swamp. When it enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards, 4 in a swamp, and exile this from your graveyard. Return another target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's not so spiffy. This draft booster has been kind of lame, dude. Destroy Evil. It's an instant for 1 in the plains. Choose 1. Destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. Destroy target enchantment. Banalish Faith Bonder. It's a 1/3 human cleric for 1 in the plains. It's got vigilance and enlist. Yavimea Steel Crusher. It's a 2/2 ape warrior for 1 in a mountain. It's got enlist and 1 sacrifice it. Destroy target artifact. Barkweave Crusher. It's a 2/5 elemental warrior for 3 and a forest, and it's got enlist. Damn, dude. This was like the enlist pack. Everything had fucking enlist, dude. Enthrall to the Pit. It's a sorcery for 3 in a mountain. It's got kicker 2 in a swamp. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature if it gains haste until end of turn. If this spell was kicked, sacrifice that creature at the beginning of the next end step. That's a good one right there. All right, I got to take a break and go grab a drink real quick. And we're back. I'll probably have to take another couple of those breaks before we're done. At least 2 or 3, but probably more than that. I've been doing a lot of recording lately, so my voice is all giving out on me, man. This isn't even opening, so that's dandy. Oh, shit, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? There we go. We got it now. We'll get you, guy. And it's one of our little 1/1 soldier tokens there. We got a spiffy island there. That's neat. Herd Migration. I don't think I've seen you. 6 and a forest? It's a sorcery for 6 and a forest, dude. Create a 3/3 green beast creature token for each basic land type among lands you control. Whoa, for each one? So theoretically, you can create up to 5 3/3 green beast tokens. That's cool. 1 in a forest. Discard Herd Migration. Search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it. Put it into your hand. Then shuffle. You gain 3 life. Well, this is a cool one. I like you, guy. There we go. Here's another cool one. Tori D. Avenant. Fury Rider. It's a 3/3 commander human knight for 1, 2 mountains and a plains. It's got vigilance and trample. And whenever it attacks, all other attacking creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Other red attacking creatures you control gain trample until end of turn. Untap each other white attacking creature you control. So yeah, that's a badass one, dude. I can't believe it's only an uncommon, dude. This is a badass card, dude. That's a good commander there. Choking Miasma. It is a sorcery for 1 and 2 swamps. It's got kicker forced. If this spell was kicked, put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Joint Exploration. It's an instant for 1 and an island. It's got a kicker forest. Scry 2, then draw a card. If this spell was kicked, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. This is a pretty nifty card. Phyrexian Vivisector. It's a 2/2 Phyrexian human for 1 in a swamp. And whenever a creature you control dies, scry 1. Take up the shield. If I remember, this is a good one. Yeah, I like these type of things, dude. It's an instant for 1 in the plains. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. It gains lifelink and indestructible until end of turn. You're a sweet one, dude. I like you. Pixie Illusionist. It's a 1/1 fairy wizard for an island. It's got kicker, 3 in a forest. It's got flying. And if it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 2 1/1 counters on it. Tap it. Target land you control becomes the basic land type of your choice until end of turn. Tattered Apparition. It's a 2/2 shade for 3 in a swamp. It's got flying. 1 in a swamp. It gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Haunting Figment. It's a 2/1 illusion for 1 in an island. It's got vigilance. And it can't be blocked as long as you've cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn. Academy Wall. Wasn't this a nifty one? It's a 0/5 wall. Are you shocked? For 2 in an island. It's got Defender, of course. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. This one's nifty. I like this one. Scout the Wilderness. It's a sorcery for 2 in a forest. Kicker, 1 in a plains. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. If this spell was kicked, create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. Nifty little card there. Get to Amplifier. I don't think I've seen you, guy. It's a 1/2 human wizard for 1 in a mountain with a kicker of 2 in an island. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return target creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Shield Wall Sentinel. This guy's cool. He is a 1/3 artifact golem for 4 with Defender. Whenever Shield Wall Sentinel enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with Defender. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. And Broken Wings, pretty common card here. It's an instant for 2 and a forced. Destroy target artifact or enchantment or creature with flying. We got 3 more and then we're a third of the way done. What do we got here? We got a birdie, 1/1 bird token. We got an island, Evolved Sleeper. I haven't seen you. This is a new one, dude. He's a 1/1 human for a swamp. 1 swamp. Evolved Sleeper becomes a human cleric with base power and toughness 2/2. Oh, he's one of these slowly upgrading dudes. 1 in a swamp. If it's a cleric, put a death touch counter on it, and it becomes a Phyrexian human cleric with base power and toughness 3/3. 1 in 2 swamps. Put a 1/1 counter on it if you've done that already. Put a 1/1 counter on it, then you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Oh, you can do that over and over again. It doesn't say, oh, holy shit, you can keep putting 1/1 counters on them and drawing cards, dude. Oh, you're cool, dude. And those little things don't even cost all that much, dude. Oh, you're tight, dude. I like that guy. That was a good hit. Turg? Damn, dude, I've seen so many of these Turgs. Look at this guy's name, dude. His name is He's the spawn of Turg. Are you fucking kidding me? He's a cool card, but, I mean, his name's a joke, dude. He's a star 5 commander frog beast for 2 swamps and a forest. His power is equal to the number of land cards in your graveyard. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. Swamp and forest, sacrifice a land, you gain 2 life. He's a pretty cool card. I like him, but his name's a goddamn joke, dude. Of Spawn of Turg. Hero's Heirloom. It's an artifact equipment for 2. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. As long as equipped creature is legendary, it has trample and haste. Equip 2. That's a really cool one. Gives them trample and haste. That's a good one. We got a Coalition Sky Knight. It's a 2/2 human knight with flying and enlist for 3 in a plains. So, yeah, you're alright. We got Lightning Strike. Pretty common card here. Instant, 1 in a mountain. It deals 3 damage to any target. Stall for Time. This is a nifty one. It's an instant for 2 in a plains. It's got a kicker 1 in an island. Tap up to 2 target creatures. If this spell was kicked, put a stun counter on each of those creatures. Draw a card. All of that, man. And you get to draw a card, man. We got another Sunbathing Rootrilla, another Shadow Prophecy, another multi-land there, Geothermal Bog, Voshield Tide Runner. Have we seen this one in this box yet? It's a 1/3 Merfolk Wizard for 1 in an island. Tap it, add an island. Spend this mana only to cast an instant or sorcery spell or a kicked spell. It only costs 2, so that was a cool one. We got Molten Monstrosity. It's a 5/5 Killian for 7 in a mountain. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control, and it's got trample. Another Clockwood Drawbridge. Hexbane Tortoise. I haven't seen you yet. It's a 3/2 turtle for 2 in a forest. It's got ward 2 in a list. Huh. Well, you're a pretty cool guy. Alright then, that was cool. Miria's Outrider. It's a 4/4 elf archer man for 4 in a mountain. It's got reach and it enters the battlefield. It deals damage to each opponent equal to the number of basic land types among lands you control. It's a red elf man. Alright, let's see what you got here. We haven't got that many really big hits, man. But it is just the draft booster. I gotta keep reminding myself of that. Put that over there. So far, this box has been kind of a dud, dude. Mountain. Oh! So far, this box has been kind of a dud. And there's a Joda. I got one of these clowns in every one of my boxes so far, dude. He's a bad fucker, too, dude. So 5/5 Commander Human Wizard that cost one of each color in the rainbow, man. Legendary creatures you control get +X+X, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. It doesn't say other, so he's automatically a 6/6 because he's a legendary creature. Uh-oh. I go check on something here in a second. Whenever you cast a legendary spell from your hand, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a legendary non-land card with lesser mana value. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. That's a bad fucker. There's a good pull, dude. Sheoldred's Restoration. We've already seen that one. Warhost Frenzy. Creatures, it's an instant for 2 and a mountain with a kicker of a swamp. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. If this spell was kicked, whenever a creature you control dies, draw a card. This turn dies, draw a card. Strength of the Coalition. It's an instant for forced. It's got kicker 2 in the plains. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If this spell was kicked, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. So that's a spiffy one there. Agrevian Phalanx. It's a 4/4 human soldier for 5 in the plains. And it costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control. It's got vigilance. So potentially a 1 plains for a 4/4 vigilance guy. That's pretty neat. Extinguish the Light. That's what I want to do, man. That's my card right there. Instant. 2 and 2 swamps. Destroy target creature or planeswalker if its mana value was 3 or less. You gain 3 life. If its mana value was 3 or less, you gain 3 life. Yeah, you're a cool one, guy. Another Citizen's Arrest. We've seen this one, right? Just in case we haven't. Enchantment, 1 and 2 planes. When Citizen's Arrest enters the battlefield, exile target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls until Citizen's Arrest leaves the battlefield. Battle Rage Blessing. It's an instant for 1 in a swamp. Target creature gains Death Touch and Indestructible till end of turn. You're a cool guy. I like you. There's Shore Up again. That was a nifty one. We like that. There's another Vanquisher's Axe. Vishino Branch Rider. It's a 1/1 Vishino Warrior for 1 mountain with a kicker of 2 and a forest. It's got haste, and if it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 2 1/1 counters on it. 2 and a mountain. It gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Wow, you got a lot attached to you, dude. This little dude's got all kinds of nifty stuff attached to him. Colossal Growth. It's an instant for 1 and a force with the kicker of a mountain. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. If this spell was kicked, instead that creature gets +4/+4 and gains trample and haste until end of turn. We've seen this Keldon Strike team in this box, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Meteorite, there's a pretty common one there. It's a mana rock for 5. And when it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target, and it produces 1 mana of any color when you tap it. Well, we got a Joda, man, so that's pretty nifty. Arena, okay. Shitty token there. We got a shitty token. Guardian of New Benalia. It's a 2/2 human soldier for 1 in a plains with enlist. And when it enlists a creature, you scry 2, discard a card. Guardian of New Benalia gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it. Yeah, this is a pretty cool one. That's a cool one there. Balmor, Battle Mage Captain. This was a good one, wasn't it? So 1/3 Commander Bird Wizard for 1 island and 1 mountain. Flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain trample until end of turn. And they gain trample. Yeah, that's a pretty nifty one there. That's a good one. Rona's Vortex. Have we seen this one yet? It's an instant for an island with a kicker of 2 in a swamp. Return target creature or planeswalker you don't control to its owner's hand. If the spell was kicked, put that permanent on the bottom of its owner's library instead. That's a neat one. Horloon Battle Mage. It's an instant for 2 in a mountain with a kicker of a plains. It deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If this spell was kicked, you gain 4 life. Not too shabby there again. There's an automatic librarian again. Another Captain's Call. Another Tangled Island, multi-land there. And there's another Bone Splinters. Phyrexian Espionage. Have I even seen this one? It's a sorcery for 2 in an island with a kicker of 1 in a swamp. Draw 2 cards. If this spell was kicked, each opponent discards a card. Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen this one. Idyllic Beachfront, with another little multi-land there. Aggressive Sabotage again. Another Deathbloom Gardener. That was a good one. This is our 1/1 Death Touching Elf, so I like that. That's good. Goblin Picker again. And another Vine Shaper Prodigy. And I got to take a break. So we're 1/3 of the way through. I got to take a break so I can get a drink real quick. And then we'll keep this show going, man. All right. Let's see if my voice holds up through the rest of this, man. Let's see if we can even open another pack. There we go. I'm just going to check this on the floor. I got a pile building up on the floor now. There we go. Hey, treasure token. There we go. That's the type of token I like to see. There's a spiffy planes right there. Academy Lore Master. It's a 2/3 human wizard for 2 islands. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player may draw an additional card. If they do, the spells they cast this turn cost 2 more to cast. That's a kind of nifty one there. I like that one. We'll put that in the good pile. Lagomos, Hand of Hatred. It's a 1/3 commander human shaman for 1, a swamp and a mountain. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 2/1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Tap them, search your library for a card and put it into your hand. Then shuffle. Activate only if 5 or more creatures died this turn. That's going to be really hard to use, dude. Coral Colony? I don't think I've seen you. It's a 1/4 wall for 1 in an island. It's got Defender, obviously. 1, an island tap it. Target player mills X cards, where X is the number of creatures you control with Defender. Damn! Well, you're a cool one, guy. I like that one. Knight of Dawn's Light. It's a 2/2 human knight for 1 in a plains. It's got first strike. If you would gain life, you gain that much life plus 1 instead. 1 in a plains. Knight of Dawn's Light gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Okay. You're a pretty cool one there, dude. Mesa Cavalier. We've seen this one already, right? A 2/1 human knight for 2 in the plains. It's got flying, and when it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. And there's another multi-land for us right there. There's another Griffin Protector, Tolarian Terror, Withering Necromancer. Oh my god. It's a 5/5 zombie giant for 6 in a swamp. It costs 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard, and it's got Death Touch. He's pretty cool. I like him. We got another Impulse. We've seen this one, right? Instant, 1 in an island. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Another multi-land. Contaminated Aquifer there. Another Snare Spinner. Another Crystal Grotto. That's a good one. Another Furious Bellow. Looks like we're picking up the pace a little bit, which is good. Yeah, finishes up. I don't know how much longer my voice is going to hold out, man. Doing a little too much recording. Maybe I need to take an entire day off. I'm recording this. It's actually technically Saturday. I work graveyards, so I'm always up all night. So it's technically Saturday now. So maybe tomorrow I won't do any recording at all, dude. Stronghold Arena. It's an enchantment for 1 in a swamp. It's got kicker, forest, and or plains. So you got a lot of these and ors in here. 1 Stronghold Arena enters the battlefield. You gain 3 life for each time it was kicked. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you may reveal the top card of your library and put it into your hand. If you do, you lose life equal to its mana value. So that's kind of a spiffy one. It only costs 2. You will lose life, but it does let you draw cards. So we'll put it in the spiffy pile. Rulik Mons, Warren Chief. Was this the good one? It's a 3/3 commander goblin for 1, a mountain, and 2 forest. It's got a menace. When he attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. If you didn't put a card onto the battlefield this way, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. Yeah, you're a pretty cool guy. Colt Conscript. He's a 2/1 skeleton warrior for 1 swamp. He enters the battlefield tapped. 1 in a swamp. Return him from the graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only if a non-skeleton creature died under your control this turn. Sprouting Goblin. It's a 2/2 goblin druid for 1 in a mountain with kicker 1 forced. And when he enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, search your library for a land card with a basic land type. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. 1 mountain, tap, and sacrifice a land, draw a card. So he's a pretty cool one. He's a red one that lets you draw. And another Juniper Order Root Reaver, another Tribute to Urborg, another Egrevian Phalanx, another Toxic Abomination, another Tolarian Geyser, another Multi-Land Radiant Grove, another Urbog Repossession, Floriferious Vine Wall, another Thrill Possibility, and another Gaia's Might. We've seen this one, right? It's an instant for a forest. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each basic land type among basic lands you control. Hey, that one opened easy. We like that. There we go. Okay. A Badger? A 3/3 Badger token? I've never seen none of these Badger tokens before. We got Swamp. Vodalian Mindsinger. This was a good one, wasn't it? It's a 2/2 Merfolk Wizard for 1 and 2 islands. It's got Kicker, 1 in a mountain and or 1 in a forest. When it enters the battlefield with 2 1/1 counters on it for each time it was kicked. And when it enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature with power less than its for as long as you control it. That's a pretty cool one. We'll put that over there. Wrath. Weatherlight Stalwart. Oh my god. I can barely talk, man. We're going to try to keep it going, man. It's a 1/3 commander human wizard for a plains and an island. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may tap 2 untapped creatures you control. If you do, draw a card. 3 and 2 plains. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance until end of turn. You're pretty spiffy there for just an plains and an island guy. Phoenix Chick. I like this card just because it's a little bird. It's a little chick that's on fire, man. It's a 1/1 Phoenix for a mountain. It's got flying haste. It can't block. And whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you may pay 2 mountains. If you do, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking with a 1/1 counter on it. I like this one too, just because of the name of the card. Love Song of Night and Day. It's an enchantment saga for 2 in the plains. And you and target opponent each draw 2 cards, create a 1/1 white bird creature token with flying, and put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Magagoth Sentry, we've seen this one, I'm pretty sure. Artillery Blast again. There's another Tidepool Turtle. Battlefly Swarm, Soaring Drake. Another Sunlit Marsh, multi-land there. Flowstone Kavu. Yavmea Sojourner. Another Shield Wall Sentinel. And another Hammerhand. Hey, that was a good one. That was a good one right there at the end, the Hammerhand. Not too many big pulls in this box, man. We did get that Japanese Planeswalker. That was kind of neat. It's a 2/2 Phyrexian. We got a Force there. The World Spell? What the fuck? I haven't seen you. You're an enchantment saga for 5 and 2 forest, man. Look at the top. So 1 and 2 is, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-saga permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So far, I'm not impressed, dude. Put up to 2 non-saga permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield for free? Huh. That number 3 is pretty spiffy, but you cost 7 to play, man. I do like the card though, just the name of the card and the artwork. Yeah, I'm not impressed with its abilities, dude. That's sad. You got my hopes up because you looked cool and you sounded cool, man. Tura Kinnerid, Sky Knight. It's a 3/3 commander human knight for 2 plains and 2 islands. It's got flying, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Not a shabby one there. Blight Pile. It's a 3/3 Phyrexian with for 1 in a swamp. It's got Defender and 2 in a swamp. Tap it. Each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of creatures with Defender you control. This is a good one, man. That's a good one for your Defender deck, man. Yotia Declares War. It's a saga for 1 in a mountain. Create a 0/2 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying named Ornithopter. Tap any number of untapped artifacts you control. When you do, Yotia Declares War deals that much damage to target creature or planeswalker. Up to 1 target artifact you control becomes a creature with base power and toughness 4/4 until end of turn. You're not so spiffy guy. Another Lightning Strike, Semite Herbalist, Phyrexian Rager, Splatter Goblin, Negate, Eerie Soul Tender, Timely Interference, Scout the Wilderness, Coalition War Brute. That guy is pretty cool with that combo. And Bog Badger. So we went through that pack pretty quick because there's a lot of stuff we already seen there. I got my hopes up with that saga right at the start, man. Got a spiffy looking mountain and a 1/1 soldier token. Charismatic Vanguard. It's a 3/2 dwarf soldier for 2 in the plains. Okay, we've seen this one. 4 in the plains. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Sten, Paranoid Partisan. I've seen this guy before. He's a 2/2 commander human wizard for a plains and an island. When he enters the battlefield, choose a card type other than creature or land. Spells you cast of the chosen type costs 1 less to cast. 1, a plains and an island, exile them, return them to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. And the good thing about that is when he re-enters the battlefield, you'll be able to choose a different type of card if you want to reduce the cost. Nothing too spiffy there, but you know. Jin of the Fountain, he's a 4/4 Jin. 4 and 2 islands, I did not care for this card. He's got flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, choose 1. He gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Or exile him, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Or scry 1. Yeah, nothing too spiffy about this guy, man. Electrostatic Infantry. He's a 1/2 dwarf wizard for 1 in a mountain. He's got trample, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a 1/1 counter on electrostatic infantry. That guy's pretty cool. Linebreaker Bailiff. He's a 4/5 beast for 3 and 2 forest. And he's got enlist, and he can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Take up the shield again. That was a good one. Sunbathing Rurala, Tattered Apparition, Voda Sea Scavenger, Destroy Evil, Molten Tributary, another multi-land there. Yavimea Steel Crusher, Elfheim Worm, and Enthrall to the Pit. There we go. Let's try and get through these pretty quick now. Hey, we got a 2/2 Cat Warrior creature token with Forest Walk, and it looks cool, dude. I like that token. That's probably my favorite token I've seen in this, other than that power shard thing from that other box, man. And we got an island. Leyline Binding. It's an enchantment for 5 in the plains. It's got flash. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each basic land type among lands you control. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Baird, Agrivian Recruiter. This guy was cool, wasn't he? It's a 2/2 commander human soldier for a mountain and a plains. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power greater than its base power, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Not too shabby there. This guy's cool. I like this guy. Frostfist Strider. He's a 4/4 elemental giant for 3 and 2 islands. He's got Ward 2. And when he enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Hurler Cyclops. It's a 5/4 Cyclops for 3 and 2 mountains. 1, sacrifice another creature. It deals 1 damage to any target. Oh, okay. We got another charismatic. Extinguish the Light. Heroic Charge. Shadow Prophecy. Pixie Illusionist. Geothermal Bog. Battle Rage Blessing. Bite Down. Bark Weave Crusher. And Gitu Amplifier. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 more, and then we're 2/3 of the way through. Not a lot of big hits in this box, dude. This box has been kind of a dud. 1/1 bird with flying. Forced the Phasing of Safar. It's a saga for 2 and 2 islands. 1 and 2, another target non-land permanent phases out. It can't phase in for as long as you control the phasing of Salfir. Destroy all creatures. For each creature destroyed this way, its controller creates a 2/2 black Phyrexian creature token. See, I'm not too big a fan of that because they're just going to create 2/2 black guys. So, Najal, the Storm Rider. Have we seen this one in this box yet? It's a 5/4 commander wizard for 2 islands and a mountain. You may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash, and whenever he attacks, you may pay 2. If you do, when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. That guy was alright. Knight of Dusk Shadow. It's a 2/2 human knight for 1 in a swamp. It's got menace. Your opponents can't gain life, and 1 in a swamp. Knight of Dusk Shadow gets +1/+1 till end of turn. This is a really good one, dude. I really like this. Everything about this, dude. Mossbeard Ancient. It's a 7/7. Damn. Tree Folk for 5 and 2 forest. It's got trample, and when it enters the battlefield, you gain 5 life. I think I've seen this one time, dude. And we got another Talus Lookout. We got Banalish Sleeper. Oh, okay, yeah, we've seen that one. Phyrexian Visitator. Volsh Tide Turner. Academy Wall. Gibbering Barricade. Banalish Faith Bonder. I don't think we've seen this one yet. It's a 1/3 human cleric for 1 in a plains. It's got Vigilance and Enlist. We got another Hexbane Tortoise, which is cool. We like that one. Vishano Branch Rider. And Keldon Strike Team. Oh, that one opened good. This opened nicely, dude. We got a token, a shitty one. We got a swamp. Tribute to Urbog. It's a common. Damn it, son of a bitch. Chaotic Transformation. This is a weird fucking one, dude. This is kind of neat. It costs 5 in a mountain. Exile up to 1 target artifact, up to 1 target creature, up to 1 target enchantment, up to 1 target planeswalker, and up to 1 target land. For each permanent exiled this way, its controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a card that shares a card type with it, puts that card onto the battlefield, then shuffles. This one's all kinds of nuts, dude. Tura, Kindred, Sky Knight. We've seen this one, right? 3/3 Commander Human Knight for 2 plains and 2 islands. It's got flying, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. That one's pretty neat. We got Urte's Scorn. I don't think I've even seen this one. It's an instant for 1 and 2 islands. This spell costs 1 island less to cast if an opponent casts 2 or more spells this turn. Oh yeah, counter target spell. Yeah, I've seen that one. Phyrexian Missionary. It's a 2/3 Phyrexian Human Cleric. Oh yeah, we've seen this one. Yeah. There you go. Stall for Time, Flowstone Infusion, Agrivian Cavalier, Phyrexian Espionage, Impulse, Withering Necromance, Colossal Growth, Meteorite, and Molten Monstrosity. It's a good thing we're getting close to done, dude, because I'm ready to go night-night, man. We got us a 2/2 zombie token there, a Spiffy Swamp. Oh my god! We got the one we're looking for, the Timeless Lotus, man. So all I need is that green. We need that green thing for the green permanence, and then a cairn is what we're looking for. Timeless Lotus. It's a mana rock for 5. It enters tapped. It adds 1 of every color in the rainbow, man. Nice! Oh, that was cool. Aaron Benalia's Ruin. It's a 3/3 Commander Phyrexian Human for 2 plains in a swamp. It's got menace. 1 plains in a swamp, tap them, sacrifice another creature. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. You're pretty cool, guy. We got another Braid's Frightful Return. Territorio Mero. Yeah, maybe we haven't seen this one yet. It's a Star Elemental for 4 in a forest. Its power and toughness are each equal to twice the number of basic lands among land types you control. Wooded Ridgeline. Captain's Call, Salvaged Mana Worker, Essence Scatter, Bone Splinters, Haunting Figment, Death Bloom Gardener, Haunted Mire, Miria's Outrider, and Vine Shaper Prodigy. We got the Lotus, man. Holy shit. We got it in the shitty box, dude. That's surprising. We got a Saproling there. We got a Plains. Valiant Veteran. It's a 2/2 soldier for 1 in a plains. Other soldiers you control get +1/+1. 3 and 2 plains. Exile him from your graveyard. Put a 1/1 counter on each soldier you control. You're a pretty cool guy. We liked him. Defiler of Faith. It's a 5/5 Phyrexian Human for 3 and 2 plains. It's got Vigilance as an additional cost to cost. We need this guy, but green. As an additional cost to cast white permanent spells, you may pay 2 life. Those spells cost 1 less mana, white mana to cast. If you paid life this way, this effect reduces only the amount of white mana you pay. Whenever you cast a white permanent spell, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Yeah, I like that guy. Rona, Shieldio's Faithful. Yeah, we've seen this one. Micromancer, Shahelia's Acolyte. Have we seen this? It's a 3/4 angel for 4 in the plains with a kicker of 1 in a forest. It's got flying, and if it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 2 1/1 counters on it. You're pretty cool. I like that card. Sacred Peaks, Griffin Protector, Vanquisher's Axe, Aggressive Sabotage, Tolarian Gazer, Tidepool Turtle, Clockwork Drawbridge, Jaya's Firenado, and a Broken Wings. And after this one, we're 2/3 of the way done. So we're looking for 1 Planeswalker and the little green thing to make our green spells costless. Let me see this white one real quick. Let's go back to that white one. Are they rare? These are rares. Damn it. Son of a bitch. It's going to be hard to find that green one, man. 1/1 soldier. We got a mountain here. Vesuvio Duplimancy. I haven't even seen this thing, dude. What the fuck are you? It's an enchantment for 3 in an island. Whenever you cast a spell that targets only a single artifact or creature you control, create a token that's a copy of that artifact or creature, except it's not legendary. Damn! Oh, you're cool, dude. We liked that one. Bortuk Bone Rattle. It's a 4/4 Commander Troll Shaman for 4 a swamp and a forest. It's got domain. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, choose target creature card in your graveyard. Return that card to the battlefield if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of basic land types among lands you control. Otherwise, put it into your hand. We got to cut down. Nishobi Brawler. Oh, okay, I remember this guy. I've only seen one of him, though. He's a star 3 cat warrior for 1 in a forest. He's got trample, and his power is equal to the number of basic land types among lands you control. Automatic Librarian, Citizen's Arrest, Tangled Islet, Toxic Abomination, Radiant Grove, Impede and Momentum, Molten Tributary, Flowstone Kavu, Snare Spinner, and Thrill of Possibility. And now we are 2/3 of the way done. I gotta go take another break so I can get a drink, and then we'll finish this bad boy off. Alrighty. Come on, we need 1 Planeswalker, and we need the green thing. 2/2 Knight with protection from red token. Okay. Got a mountain. The Cruelty of Gix. I haven't seen you. It's a saga for 3 and 2 swamps. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a creature card or Planeswalker card from it. That player discards that card. Search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle. You lose 3 life. It's an automatic tutor. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto... Oh, okay, I've seen this one. From a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So you can just put the creature that you discarded here onto the battlefield, and then it's a tutor. Yeah, this one's freaking cool. That's a good one there. Yay, we got a Queen Alenia. She's a star elf noble commander for a forest and 2 plains. Her power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures you control, and if 1 or more creature tokens you would be created under your control, those tokens plus a 1/1 soldier creature token are created instead. She's not super spiffy, but she is a green-white elf noble, man. And she can become super fucking powerful, dude. Protect the Negotiators. I love that. Dragon Whelp. I don't think we've seen this one yet in this box. It's a 2/3 dragon for 2 and 2 mountains with flying. 1 mountain, Dragon Whelp gets +1/+0 until end of turn. If this ability has been activated 4 or more times this turn, sacrifice Dragon Whelp at the beginning of the next end step. So you don't want to do that. Mesa Cavalier. Artillery Bellast. Phyrexian Warhost. Idyllic Beachfront. Shore Up. Battlefly Swarm. Llanowar Stalker. Yavimea Songener. Goblin Picker. And our Vine Wall. There we go. We're speeding through these now, man. All right. We got a 0-1 kobold token. Okay. Oh, I need that for that one guy. Okay, that's cool. And a spiffy island there. Braid's Arisen Nightmare. What the fuck? I don't think I've seen you. It's a 3/3 Commander Nightmare for 1 and... Oh! Oh, you're this one. 1 and 2 swamps. Are you this badass one? At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. Yeah, you're pretty cool, dude. You're the other art version of that one. Okay. Walking Bulwark? It says 0/3 artifact golem for 1. It's got Defender, 2. Until end of turn, target creature with Defender gains haste, can attack as though it didn't have Defender, and assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Activate only as a sorcery. You're a cool one, guy. Yavimea Iconoclast. It's a 3/2 elf for 1 and a forest with kicker 1 mountain. It's got trample. And if you kicked it, it gets +1/+1 and gains haste until end of turn. Join Forces, Lightning Strike, Agrivian Phalanx, Tribute to Urborg, or whatever, Toxic Abomination, Contaminated Aquifer, Impulse, Battlefly Swarm, Yavimea, Steel Crusher, Scout the Wilderness, and Molten Monstrosity. Alright. Getting down to the wire here, man. We got a 1/1 soldier. We got a forest. What are you? Brig of Urborg. I think I've seen this one before. It's a 3/3 commander zombie wizard for 2, a plains, and a swamp. It's got vigilance and ward 2. Other zombies you control have vigilance whenever another... Oh yeah, this guy's fucking awesome. Whenever another legendary creature you control dies, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary and it's a 2/2 black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. Yeah, that guy's badass, dude. Squee, Dubious Monarch. 2/2 Commander Goblin for 2 and a mountain. It's got haste. Whenever he attacks, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that's tapped and attacking. You may cast Squee Dubious Monarch from your graveyard by paying 3 and a mountain and exiling 4 other cards from your graveyard rather than paying its mana cost. You're not so spiffy, guy. Battlewing Mystic. It's a 2/1 bird wizard for 1 and an island with a kicker of a mountain. It's got flying, and whenever it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, discard your hand, then draw 2 cards. Slimefoot's Survey. It's a sorcery for 4 and a forest. Search your library for up to 2 land cards that each have a basic land type. Put them onto the battlefield tab, then shuffle. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. Put up to 1 of them on top of your library and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. But you cost 5, dude. But Balduvian Berserker, Juniper Order Root Reaver, another Magnagoth Sentry, Charismatic Vanguard, Radiant Grove, Shore Up, Phyrexian Warhost, G2 Amplifier, Hexbane Tortoise, and another Meteorite. My phone yelled at me. What the hell, man? Don't yell at me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just reminding me that I ordered that pay-per-view, man. I know I ordered the pay-per-view, man. AEW All Out tomorrow, man. CM Punk wrestling for the title, man. That's the way to go. Got our one. We got a 2/2 Phyrexian token. A Plains. Threats Undetected. What do you do again? I've seen you. You're a sorcery for 2 and a forest. Search your library for up to 4 creature cards with different powers and reveal them. An opponent chooses 2 of those cards. Shuffle the chosen cards into your library and put the rest into your hand. You're pretty cool. We got another nail here, dude. We already seen this one, right? Yeah, we got another one. Yeah, cool. Put you over there. We got another one of our connoisseurs here. The Weatherseed Treaty, another Extinguished Light, Semite Herbalist, Sunbathing Rootwalla, Impede Momentum, another Sunlit Marsh, Urborg Repossession, Tolarian Terror, Vishino Branch Rider, Broken Wings, and Enthrall to the Pit. Man, a lot of those Enthrall to the Pits are right there at the end of the pack, man. It's like the only place it can go, I think. It must be the last card in the pack. Okay. And we didn't even get a real token, so that's not a good sign of things to come. And we got another Garna, Bloodfist of Keld. What the hell? Mira, Scholar of Antiquity. I don't even think I've seen you. You're a 3/3 Elf Artificer Commander, dude. One, a mountain and a forest. I haven't even seen this thing. Tap and... What the hell? Oh, this... Tap an untapped non-token artifact you control. Add a forest. Oh my god, dude. My voice is giving out. I'm tired as hell. Tap an untapped non-token artifact you control. Add a forest. Tap 2 untapped non-token artifacts you control. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. Huh. Maybe, have I seen this one? Maybe I have. Can't remember. You're kind of a spiffy one. You only cost 3. We'll put you in the spiffy pile. That was nice. Inscribed Tablet. We haven't seen this one yet. I don't think I've seen this one at all, dude. It's an uncommon that I haven't seen between all these boxes. Okay. Balduvian Atrocity. It's a 2/3 Phyrexian Berserker for 2 in the swamp. It's got Kicker, 1 mountain. It's got Menace. And when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. Maybe I've seen that. I don't know. I don't think I have, though. Holy shit. Prayer of Binding. It's an enchantment for 3 in the plains. It's got flash, and when it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Prayer of Binding leaves the battlefield. You gain 2 life. Another Take Up the Shield. Another Phyrexian Rager. Stall for Time. Negate. Gibbering Barricade. Essence Scatter. Colossal Growth. Miria's Outrider. And Clockwork Drawbridge. I like that drawbridge, man. I got 2 more, then I'll take a break. And then we'll be down to our final 5. We got a 1/1 Flying Insect token. That's the first one of those I've seen. You kind of suck. I'm not impressed with you, guy. We got a Spiffy Forest. That's nice. We got a Flowstone Infusion. Woo! We got a Super Spiffy Adakar Waste, man. That's the second one of those I got, man. Just like that. For Hal Vidalian Desecrator. We already seen that one. Founding the Third Path. I've seen this one, but not in this box, I don't think. It's a Saga for 1 in an island. You may cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value 1 or 2 from your hand without paying its mana cost. Target player mills 4 cards. Exile target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Copy it. You may cast the copy. Monstrous War Leech. Talus Lookout, Heroic Charge, Flowstone Infusion, Voda Sea Scavenger, Splatter Goblin, Timely Interference, Vine Shaper Prodigy, Jaya's Firenado, and a Snare Spinner. There we go. And we got a Soldier token there. We got a Swamp. Hati Jin. What do you do, guy? It's a Star 4 Jin for 1 and 2 islands. Flying. Its power is equal to the number of instant sorcery cards in the graveyard. Oh yeah, I've seen this guy. Instant sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Balmoral Battle Mage Captain. What? I don't think I've seen this guy. You're just an uncommon? I don't think I've seen this guy at all. It's a 1/3 Bird Wizard Commander for an island in a mountain. Flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, creatures you control gain +1 oh, okay. +1/+0 and gain trample until end of turn. Oh yeah, we've seen this guy. That's real spiffy though, dude. I like that artwork. Twinferno, Terra Sunder, Banalish Sleeper, Phyrexian Vivisector, Eerie Soul Tender, Destroy Evil, Pixie Illusionist, Tattered Apparition, Haunted Mire, Keldrin Strike Team, Death Bloom Gardener, and a Smash to Dust. All right, we're down to our final 5 packs here, and I'm going to take a quick break to go get something to drink, and then we'll finish this off. Okay, let's get these last 5 done with, man. We still haven't seen that green, the green thing I want. Hopefully I get it in the pre-release that's out today, man. In my pre-release kit. Don't mail me. The cat's yelling at me now. God damn it. We got a 1/1 bird flyer token here. We got a planes. God damn it. I got to deposit after this pack and take care of this cat. Defiler of Instinct. It's a 4/4 Phyrexian Kavu for 2 and 2 Malins. It's got first strike. It's an additional cost to cost. Oh, okay, this is the red one. The pay 2 life thingy. Whenever you cast a red permanent spell, Defiler of Instinct deals 1 damage to any target. Yeah, that guy's... We need the green one, though, man. We got Tori Diavan Fury Rider. I'm pretty sure we already seen that one. Cleaving Sky Rider. I'm not sure if we've seen this in this box yet or not. I'll go through it just in case. It's a 2/2 human warrior for 2 in the plains. It's got flash and kicker 2 in the mountain. It's got flying, and when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, it deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of attacking creatures. That's badass. Runic Shot, Captain's Call, Wooded Ridgeline, Haunting Figment, Academy Wall, Shadow Prophecy, Geothermal Bog, Llanowar Stalker, Goblin Picker, Crystal Garado, and our vine wall there. Oh my god. And I'm going to go take care of this cat real quick before she drives me up the freaking wall. Dear God, man. The cat never shuts the hell up, man. I swear to God. Alright. Down to our final 4. We got a bird token there. 1/1 flyer. We got a mountain. Whoa, what the fuck? Who the hell are you? I haven't seen you yet. Anointed Peacekeeper. It's a 3/3 human cleric. 4/2 in the plains. It's got vigilance. As Anointed Peacekeeper enters the battlefield, look at an opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Spells your opponents cast with the chosen name cost 2 more to cast. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name cost 2 more to cast. 2 more to activate their mana abilities. Oh, you're not all that spiffy guy. You look cool though. I mean, you're alright, but... And we got another Garna Bloodfist there. We got another Joint Exploration, Elvish Hydromancer, Mesa Cavalier, Automatic Librarian, Ty Turner, Battle Rage Blessing, Shore Up, Vanquisher's Axe, Flowstone Kavu, Gaia's Might, Elfheim Worm, and Thrill of Possibility. So we're down to our final 3 here, man. So... We need the Karn Planeswalker, if what my brother said was accurate. We need the Karn Planeswalker, and I'm still looking for that green permanent thingy, man. For the green permanents, we got a 1/1 soldier token. We got a Forest, Adakar Waste, Rivaz of the Claw, the Jin of the Fountain, Fires of Victory, Wingmantle Chaplain, Agrivian Cavalier, Tangled Islet, Griffin Protector, Bone Splinters, Phyrexian Espionage, Idyllic Beachfront, Furious Bellow, Bite Down, and a Molten Tributary. So we're down to our final 2. I'll move these over into the box. 2 left. I don't think we're going to get a Karn and the green permanent thing we're looking for, whatever the fuck that is. I haven't even seen the thing, but I know there's got to be one. Because they have one of all the other colors. I just don't see us getting either one of them. I don't think we're going to get either one. So that's kind of sad. Hopefully I get the green thing in my my pre-release kit. There's a pretty mountain. We got a Shield Wall Sentinel. Zur, Eternal Schemer. What the fuck? I haven't seen you before. You're a brand new thing. It is a 1/4 Commander Human Wizard for Plains, Island, and Swamp. It's got flying. Enchantment creatures you control have Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof. Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen you. 1 in a Plains. Target non-or enchantment you control becomes a creature in addition to its other types and has base power and toughness, each equal to its mana value. Yeah, you're badass, dude. I liked that guy. He's cool. Oh, we got another Relic of Legend. That's pretty neat. Oh, okay. You just an uncommon. Tail Swipe. I don't think we've seen this in this box yet, I don't think. It's an instant for a forest. Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. If you cast this spell during your main phase, the creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Then those creatures fight each other. Coalition Sky Knight, Sacred Peaks, Citizen's Arrest, Aggressive Sabotage, Impede Momentum, Salvage Mana Worker, Coalition War, Brute, Yavimea Sojourner, Hammerhand, and Bog Badger. We're down to our final one. This box was kind of a dud, dude. This is on the low end of boxes I've opened, man. This is one of the worst I've ever opened. I don't think it's the worst, but it's down there, man. It's probably within the bottom 5, if not the bottom 3. This was not a good box, man. I am not impressed with this box, man. We got a 1/1 Goblin token, creature token, and a swamp. And I think if we're going to get that green thing, it's going to be right here, I think. Nope. We got a Voldalian Hex Catcher. A 1/1 Merfolk Wizard for 1 in an island. It's got Flash. Other Merfolk you control get +1/+1. Sacrifice a Merfolk. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 1. Hey, this is the one my brother was telling me about, but he made it sound like it's a commander. This thing's badass. You're a pretty cool guy. We'll put you over there. And we got another Baird Argivian Recruiter, Choking Miyazama, Sprouting Goblin, Juniper Order, Root Reaver, Extinguished Light, Phyrexian Warhorse, Tolarian Terror, Withering Necromance, Impulse, Benalish Faith Bonder, Yavimea Steel Crusher, Bark Weave Crusher, and Enthrall to the Pit, because it's always the last card. So, oh my god, if my voice holds up, what do we really get in this, dude? I mean, we got the fucking, the Lotus. That was pretty cool. I'll admit that. Those two were pretty cool. And the Joda. And the Ajani. So, I mean, those were probably our biggest hits right there. We only got one Planeswalker, though, and I can't even really use them, because I could use them, but I can't read the guy, so we did get our Lotus. I mean, it wasn't a complete and total dud, but it was pretty bad, man. This is definitely one of the lower end boxes I've opened up. We didn't even get that green permanent thing we were looking for, man. So we were looking for like 3 cards. We were looking for the Lotus, the green permanent thing, and the Cairn in the entire box. And we only got the Lotus. So that was pretty sad. So yeah, not a very spiffy box, man. So I guess my set box, I'd say my set box was like, it was better than meh, but it wasn't like great. So, like I don't know, out of 5, you'd give it like a 3.5 or something probably for my set. And my collector box was like the best box I ever fucking opened. So I guess this being kind of a dud box makes up for that collector box. So I can't complain too much, because that collector box was way badass. So, but yeah, this one didn't go so good. So there you have it. There's our Dominaria United Draft Booster. I think the set's pretty cool. I like the artwork. It's got some good mechanics. I like the Defender thing they got going on, where Defender's actually useful in it. I still think the Streets, as far as sheer power, Streets of New Capena was probably my favorite in everything about the set. It's my favorite set they've done in a while, but this one's good. I like the Dominaria United. Pretty good going. I do love the alternate art is really badass. I like that. So yeah, so we got a better, a slightly better than meh set booster, a badass collector booster, and our draft booster was kind of a dud. Now, you should expect this one to be a lower end. You shouldn't be expecting this one to be as good as the collector or the set, because they're the price. That's why they cost more. The set booster costs more than the draft booster. The collector booster costs more than the set, and they're on like a tier. So the collector booster is supposed to have have the better stuff in it. But that's why I say this is the best box I ever opened. That's just based off of just this was just badass, dude. This collector booster. That's including the fact that I expect better stuff in that. That was just nonstop good shit, dude. This one was not very good, and even though and that's even basing on the fact that it's the low-end box. So, but that's how it goes, you know. You get some good ones, you get some bad ones. So, but that was our draft booster box opening. So I hope you enjoyed. I am probably going to take a break tomorrow and not record anything. So everything that's getting uploaded has already been recorded. If my voice was given out and I'm hard to understand, I'm apologize for that. I've been doing way too much recording, but yeah, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in. And I guess I see you next time. Oh, before I forget. So we have decided, I don't know when this is going to happen. We're going to try to get it done this weekend. Oh fuck. Probably the only chance we'll have to do that is tomorrow. Either tonight or tomorrow. Damn it, that sucks. So I might have just lied about not recording anything, damn it. We have to, my work's going to have us working all weekend this coming up weekend, so that kind of sucks. My brother's working the same place I work, so we won't be able to do it next weekend. So, but my brother got one of these set boosters. So what we've decided is he's going to take his set booster, which I only know a couple things he got out of it, and he's going to take his set booster. I'm going to take my set booster of what I've opened, and we're both going to build a brawl deck. That's a 60 card commander deck out of our set boosters, and we're going to play those against each other. So we're going to try to get that done this weekend, I think. I don't have the commander decks that are coming out. I won't get those till Saturday, but when we get those commander decks, as soon as possible, I'll get those me and my brother will play a game of those, and we'll get those uploaded. I don't know when the hell that'll be, but as soon as possible. So